Okay, today we have got Fig the puppy and our model here that's going to help us with talking about muscles of facial expression and mastication. Will just be a short video, so let's get to it. So we've got the most superior region of the skull. We'll start with the facial muscles. Up here we've got something that's known as the occipitofrontalis, which is a long sheath of muscle that kind of broadly spans the forehead up here, which is known as the belly of the occipitofrontalis. This guy helps us with movement of the eyebrows, elevation, depression of the forehead. It helps in just really forming a lot of the forehead expression that we see when humans are talking. Further, we've got the orbicularis oculi inferior to that, which is a cool muscle because it is a sphincter muscle that sits around the eyelid, like so. Yeah, just like that. And this guy helps with closing the eye, opening the eye, blinking, squinting, and allowing us to get some sleep as well. So then another interesting muscle in this region is the corrugator supercilii muscle, which also helps with expression in that it elevates and depresses the eyebrow and a bit allows for it to move laterally because it sits diagonally on the skull, kind of like so. So it allows us to squint our eyebrows, to furrow the brow, to elevate. Further, we've got the nasalis muscle, which is inferior and medial to this corrugator supercilii, and that kind of sits right here. It's a sheath muscle around the nasal bone, which helps with breathing more so and expanding the nostrils. Let's see, what else do we have? Inferior to that, we have got the orbicularis oris muscle, which is similar to the orbicularis oculi in that it encircles the mouth, kind of like so. And this really helps us with just lip movement. So it sits kind of like that. He looks beautiful. And so from there, we have a series of muscles that sit superior to the orbicularis oris, which help with elevation of the upper lip and kind of just movement in the labionasal folds. We've got the levator labii superioris, which sits around here. And then also in that series of muscles, we've got levator anguli oris, the zygomatus major, and the zygomatus minor. And those all just really sit together. The zygomatus major sits a little bit more, is angled a little bit more laterally out than the zygomatus minor, but you can kind of see what's going on there. And then further down, further inferior, we'll take these off. We've got the mentalis muscle, which sits and helps to depress the lower lip. So you can kind of see it runs right here. And then we've also got, in this series of depressor muscles, we've got the platysma muscle, which we won't be able to label on this guy, but it runs down the neck and allows for us to bring the chin in. And then we've got the buccinator muscle, which is a little bit too deep for us to represent as well, but it runs throughout here on the lateral aspect of the skull. And it helps with chewing.